Welcome, friends, to our next Bhagavad Gita lesson. As usual, let's settle in first with our slow, deep breath. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Shanti. This is episode number 174, entitled Using Willpower Until We Don't Need to. We'll spend one more week on the 43rd verse of the third chapter. It's the last verse of the third chapter. I'll read it to you. Attuning yourself to that which is beyond the intellect, the Atman will transform the individual self, and thus, great soul, you prevail over the difficult-to-conquer menace of selfish desire. I do believe that this attunement to the Atman, rather than using restraint through willpower, is the way to ultimately transform the individual self and transcend the neediness of desire. But establishing this link will likely not happen today and probably not tomorrow. It's not realistic for us to wait until we recognize our oneness with the Supreme Being before we start to address the issue of desire. That doesn't mean desires should have a field day at our expense. Can we get desire to pick up the tab? Krishna admits that desire is not easy to overcome. This may be in large part because we actually prefer desire over desirelessness. So a direct frontal attack on desire may not pan out the way we want. We may need to work with desire for now. For example, I desire to curl up in bed at night with a pizza, ice cream, and a good Netflix film. I can exercise my willpower muscle. Okay, let's enjoy this in the afternoon, not at night, and let's limit it to once a week. That's a healthy restraint. I haven't eradicated the desire, but I've moderated it in a way to not do too much damage. I found it's also helpful to work towards substituting tamasic and rajasic desires with more sattvic desires. I have a desire for being at morning meditation 7 days a week, my body feeling light and my mind alert, and this has become even more of a desire than the desire for the pizza and the ice cream. I admit that as long as tamas and rajas are dominant, there's going to be a distaste for boring sattva. But as we continue our sadhana, we'll find that sattva isn't so boring after all. The peace of sattva, called shanti, leads to an undercurrent of bliss, called ananda. And that peace and bliss will begin to rival the pull of even the most sumptuous pizza, and possibly even my all-time favorite, eggplant parmesan. As we keep going, we find that we're drawing less and less on willpower, and more the indwelling light is burning up the seeds of our craving. Then we can still enjoy the pizza, the ice cream, the movie, but we don't need them. For our reflection, is there something that you're doing that's not so good for you? Can you moderate it to some degree, or can you substitute it with a less problematic desire? Thanks for joining. See you soon. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.